Okay, we're back. To be honest, I have no idea what happened. It happened a couple streams ago as well. I don't know why. I think maybe it's just too much stuff going through. Hello. There we go. And there we go. Yeah, I think it's just in general too much stuff being used, maybe. I don't know. Sometimes it has issues and sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, let's see where we're up
the church
to.
would be this young, because usually a pastor would be much older, like someone in their 50s or 60s. And this guy was the leader of the church. He was the one in charge of this
What has it got to do with bacon?
And he's only in his 30s, okay? So, the church was successful. The church was, everything was going well.
What the fuck? It's talking about bacon.
All of a sudden, one day, we hear the pastor is gone. Completely gone. It was probably 2 years after this guy had been a pastor of the church.
What does it got to do with anything?
The pastor's gone. What happened? The church said nothing. They didn't want to speak of it. What was going on?
What the fuck am I came back
come
to?
to find out, when people actually dug up some evidence of what actually had happened, here's the true story of what happened. The pastor took the money that was going to the church, and he used it to build himself a personal gym. He had all kinds of personal home workout equipment.
This is what I get for coming back. Coming in like halfway through.
With that money. And he had made this big workout room where he was doing all this stuff. And then come to find out, he was sleeping with one of the parishioners. Yes, he actually got into a romantic relationship with one of the women who attended the church. And he was using the money to pay for their relationship. He was taking them out on dates. He was going on trips with her.
What has this got to do with anything?
And all this was finally reported and discovered, and they reported it to the diocese, and the diocese investigated and found it that it was true. And they basically kicked him out of the church. He was excommunicated. He was completely thrown out,
This is the most
right?
spastic image I think I've ever seen.
All right, this is the exemption to the rule, right? But the thing is, there is absolutely no one tracking every single contribution that goes in to any of these organizations. Do you think that the government is sitting there fully auditing the funds that go to the church or go to any of these non-profit, full-time organized religions?
I'm so confused.
So they are likely getting away with so much that you're not aware of. You're giving your money to this organized religion, and there is
I actually don't know what to say
for what actually happens with that money, right? Now
what's he trying to say? Religion bad because people can take advantage?
Some of these preachers claim to be healers and claim
those are the people he defended because he realized he was just as bad as a beggar as they are.
Want to give them their money because they feel like they're getting something out of it. I mean, arguably,
it's
kind of like what would they say, buyer beware. You have to be smarter than the scam, right? So if you actually believe these guys are healers, you're an idiot. But if maybe going to that religion and actually getting some inspiration out of the words that person says or whatever, right? And you're getting something out of it, and you want to donate to that religion, fine.
Last time we,
if you're getting something positive out of it, you want to give back.
Last time we saw him talk about pastors, he said actually it was okay
what's going on,
that they were scamming people because they felt good about it or something.
Should that organized
it was really strange.
Why?
Oh, he's talking about taxes.
Is that
what?
Church? Is that
There's a fucking food video on the screen. What's going on?
No. We already said some of these people are making 7 figures. They've got private jets. They've got giant mansions. Why are they not paying taxes on that money?
Why aren't you paying taxes, DSP?
I don't understand. Maybe originally when they created the tax law, it made sense. But what's happened is people have found, just like everything in life, people found a way to abuse it. How do I take this thing that was well-intentioned and corrupt it and twist it into something that I can personally benefit from?
So I have to ask in the chat.
I mean, maybe there should be incredibly strict limitations on what could be considered a tax-exempt status when it comes to something like that. And there should actually be people who are auditing the income to make sure that the income that goes to organized religion actually is going to profitable things and not, oh, the guy bought a gym for himself. This guy's a fucking filthy rich asshole with 5 cars and a mansion and a jet. That is ridiculous. Why on earth are they exempt? Essentially what they've done, they found a way
I need to find out what's going on. I'm so genuinely confused.
Pay your taxes like everybody else.
This is
it's bullshit.
peak
I don't
irony.
think
I love it.
Tax exempt in any way, shape, or form. That's my take.
All should
You
be
can
taxed
disagree.
exempt.
That's okay. I think that these organizations absolutely should be paying taxes unless they want to be fully transparent with the government about where all of their money goes. Then maybe they can get the tax exempt status. But how many of those 7-figure preachers would poof up and vanish if they actually had to have accountability for the money, right? So there you go.
How fast would DSP vanish if he had to tell us where all his money went?
One more question for this week. What do I think about Singapore's Independence Day now that I watched all those videos for the private patron react and the highlight that we watched in today's episode?
Fuck off about
Singapore.
Singapore. Is it Slayer or whatever the fuck?
Watched that, but I will essentially summarize my thoughts here for you guys.
Slayer is so fucking
The way
lame.
I see it, and again, I only know from very
Can't
limited
believe.
exposure.
Why did he put up with this? To say no, Slayer, I'm not reacting to this. I'm not taking your money.
So certainly, I'm only talking as someone who has limited information.
Hang on, video's frozen.
But
You're not missing out on much.
Seen, okay.
Everything else is paused.
From what I've seen, that government is incredibly strict, and yes, it will restrict some of the freedoms.
DSP dick ride in Singapore abusing human rights is
they say, well, we don't
kind of
have
insane.
Violent crime. We don't.
Yeah, I think it's actually good that they beat people on the streets for stealing a loaf of bread.
Giant
like it's the Middle Ages.
No one attacking each other. No one's, hijacking things, taking over
DSP
buses,
really would be like a
no
good
one's robbing
propaganda
banks.
guy, right? Because he
Literally,
already just
that
lies
doesn't
all the
exist.
time.
You don't have firearms in Singapore. They're not allowed. If someone were to do
Oh,
a crime like that, like literally, they showed in their show of force that I saw, they're like, okay, this bus got hijacked, right? And so here's how we would deal with it. They drive up in their armored vehicle. They get out. They execute the driver. The guy gets out with a gun. They execute him right on the spot.
Isn't that what they do with
All dead.
anything if it gets...
They actually blew the side of the fucking bus open. They just blew it up. And then they got the people out, and that was the end, right? So you can't fuck around. There's no incarceration. There's no rehabilitation. It's you did the crime, you're done. That's it. And because it's that kind of...
Man's really defending like a Judge Dredd universe where people just get executed on the spot.
The crime that we have here in the United States. But I think a lot of people would look at that and say, holy shit, that's absolutely ridiculous to have that kind of a consequence for a bad choice in life, right? Because, for example, if you walk down the street,
I swear he's done this exact
Singapore,
fucking
you get
thing.
Arrested, you're incarcerated, you're
so
fined,
many
and
times.
in extreme cases, you could get actual physical punishment, like being caned or beaten. Like, that's what you get. That's for littering. I threw something on the ground, you get fucked up. Okay? Now, is that better or worse than what we have in the United States?
Is that better or worse?
That's subjective. Some people might say
that's not subjective.
Because in the United States, crime is so rampant, everyone gets away with everything. There's no consequence, and life is chaotic and crazy and unsafe, and we hate it. Other people might be like, well, where I live,
don't worry,
there's not that much crime.
Yeah, you're behind a big gay
I
community, so you should be fine.
I would never want that. I think that we should all have personal freedoms, and we should have the opportunity to make a mistake and recover from it.
Oh my god, this is fucking lame. Every time this comes up.
Here in Washington State, crime has gotten exponentially worse in the last 3 years.
It's fine, Phil. You've got big walls around you and a gate.
Thieves. Everywhere you go, they're shoplifting.
To be fair, he did get his tires stolen.
For example, I'm not kidding. This happened to me.
Oh, no.
Back in June, someone stole the entire tire assembly off of my vehicle. It was parked in a public place.
He stole a single tire, Philip.
Someone
my entire tire assembly. Shut up. He just took one
tire. Tire off of my car and left the car like that. I then, out of pocket, had to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get it replaced. I filed
hundreds and
a police
hundreds.
report, and the police did not even
I guess he did get
opt to
fleeced.
investigate. They just left it alone. Why? Because
they're not
laws
gonna
are so different.
chase
The
after.
police
They don't
have
want to waste
limitations on what they can
put
do.
like tens
They're
of hours of
likely out
police
there
time to get a
investigating
wheel.
So many other extreme crimes, violent crimes, murders,
Yeah,
shootings,
that's how
gang-related things, drug things, that the stolen tire is nothing to them. So
because it
I
is
get screwed.
nothing.
I lost hundreds upon hundreds of dollars, and I will never get any follow-up and no protection against that. How messed up is that, right? If that happened in Singapore,
It makes it sound like really insane. It's not like he got like the entire car stolen. It took one wheel. I mean, obviously it's bad, but like, come on, dude.
Surveillance, finding the person, arresting the person, permanently incarcerating them for years and years, insane amounts of punishment.
DSP wants the people who stole
Make
his
sure they
tire to
never
be
do
like
anything like
fucking
that
put against
ever
a wall
again.
and shot.
So what's
That's
better?
insanity.
Right? We can all sit here and we can argue either way.
Let's not.
You know, make it.
Let's watch the funny bacon
Make
video.
it your own reasoning. But, you know, in Singapore, is everything as democratic and free as it is in the United States? No, it is not. You will sacrifice personal freedoms to get to that
He's just
level
said this, man.
of control, correct? Lawfulness, right? Where is the
We can
perfect
debate about this
balance?
all we
I don't
want.
know.
It's subjective. He's gonna say
don't
that
know
again.
what
I
the
can't
perfect
wait.
balance is. Certainly, I think it should be better than what we have in the United States. But do you think that people should just be publicly executed?
That's his
for committing a
solution. Is
crime?
it should
I
be
mean,
better.
You know,
I'm
I
glad
don't know.
people like
Somewhere in the
Phil
middle,
can
right?
vote.
I guess.
I'm also
So,
glad I'm not in America.
You know, there you go. I mean, my take is certainly they have a better control over their country with the way that they have
The
that.
pictures
that
of
military
bacon
force
as
and
well.
they
It's
do
like you
things
can make
with
this more
police.
perfect.
At the same time, you know, at what level do you say that the personal freedoms have been too much sacrificed, right?
Oh
I
my
don't know.
god,
Certainly, I
this
don't
is
live there.
this is
The thing
nothing.
is,
How long has he been
what we've
talking
seen-
for?
What I've seen is kind of propaganda. I've seen propaganda videos about, you know,
Bill,
how
isn't
they
the
celebrate
propaganda?
National Independence Day, how their military operates, and that's all well and good.
Bill's the
but I haven't
biggest
heard
dick
anything
rider
from
for
the other
anything.
side
He
of
says he
it.
don't take
Are there stories
sponsorships,
of people who
but you
say,
send
"The
him some
government
videos
is
about
way too strict.
Singapore,
It's ridiculous.
and he's
We
instantly
don't
on the
like it.
fucking
Here's
dick
why
like
we
he's
should
in,
reform it."
like
I
he's
haven't
part of
heard that
the
side.
People's
You
Republic
only
of
hear one
North
side, you
Korea.
only have a one-sided take, right? You only hear the good, not the bad. Here in the United States, there's people who say good and bad all the time, right?
All for what? Well, how much do these people pay?
Okay.
Like 20 quid?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Q&A for the week.
Oh, thank
Thank you to
fuck.
everyone supporting the channel as a member and super members. Thank you for those
So what, is he gonna
questions.
keep playing or is this
Let's
it?
move on to more videos.
Okay.
Let's see what people have next.
I thought I was never gonna
Here we
end.
go.
Stuff, but I think we can all agree we would rather.
Is this
take
the really
500K
racist
than
guy?
have a dinner with Jay-Z. Can
Yeah, did he
can
get
agree on
skipped?
that? Bro, oh my gosh, but you just trying to be different.
You see that guy? That was the
You're
really
just trying to
racist guy
fucking be different.
with the
You're
messed
trying
up
to be
teeth.
different, man.
I'm taking the dinner with Jay-Z, bro.
Why?
I feel like I can make 500K easier than I can get a dinner with Jay-Z. And Jay-Z,
That was the
connection I can
YouTube
make,
Shorts
I can make
racist guy.
Okay, just because you have a dinner with him doesn't mean he's gonna fuck.
This has to be the same video though, because it's in the same
That's
fucked up
true,
aspect
but I'm
ratio.
willing to take that risk. Sometimes, like, it's a gamble.
Oh no, I
And
think
if
they're just
can
shorts.
Get a conversation with Kanye from Jay-Z, then I can sign a
We
deal
go back and have a look at
tomorrow,
that.
then I
That
can
was
build
definitely the
connections,
guy.
and I can start talking to him
All right,
about-
so this guy's a complete fucking idiot.
This
Let's go to
guy's
the
an
next video. He's a
idiot.
complete moron. One bite.
connection I can make. I really want to.
There we go.
Stuff,
There,
stuff,
that's the
but
racist
I
guy.
think we can all agree we.
Oh, it's one of those like thumbnail bait things. That's,
Connecticut? Holy shit. Look. Bridgeport, Connecticut. This is from where I used to live, but it was built in 2016. So
a
this was after I
5-year-old.
left,
I
so I'm not
recognize
aware of
that.
What this is. It's called
That's the
Brewport.
extent of his commentary.
Okay,
Look, that's the thing I
Brewport is gonna
know.
Review their pizza. I've never heard of this
It's
place
so
before,
sad that
because it didn't exist when I lived
this
there.
entire thing is trying to appease DSP. Like all people can send him are videos of pizza and Street Fighter and that's about it. Food and Street Fighter and Singapore. He loves Singapore.
Huge place on the inside. All the breweries generally are cool, new. I'm not sure how long this place has been here.
This
is
is
one of your
2016 right
spots,
on it.
Austin. This is number 3 on our tour. Lightbox. That usually bolts.
So he's in Connecticut right now. 2 months ago. This was very, very recent. Okay.
Well, I have a sneeze
Yeah,
coming.
2 months ago is recent. Thanks, DSP. Thanks, Philip.
No, you know, I don't even tell how. That's just the worst. I lost it. One bite, everybody knows the rules. Oh,
What the hell is that thing?
I wasn't expecting it to look like that.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's almost like that is a. And by the way, we're on the shadow. We're knocking on the door of New Haven. That's like a New Haven looking kind of slice.
It is.
Interesting.
It's
It
thin,
is.
though.
Good undercarriage.
That's way too
I
thin.
didn't know what to expect.
I hate
from- like,
pizzas
breweries
though,
and
Phil.
pizza, I
It's the
feel like they're
worst
going together
one.
a
He's gonna
lot
talk about how
because one
pizzas have a
soda I
certain
like-
base and they need to be a certain color and need to be made a certain way, the real Italian
I
way.
mean, it was very good. 8-3. It's not what I think generally when I think pizza, but listen, this looks
To
great.
me, so here's
This
the
isn't
deal.
a
The
real
cheese looks
Italian
correct,
pizza.
but it looks like it doesn't have nearly enough sauce because it's too thin.
Oh,
That
Phil,
pizza
yeah.
is so, like you said, the pizza's light. It's way too light. That's like a cracker thin crust.
Who
It's gonna
cares?
taste
That's a
good,
thin
but
crust.
It's gonna be too light and crispy and not have the authentic flavor because it's not gonna have the
Authentic.
sauce that it needs because they made it too thin.
I like how there's only one type of pizza in DSP's mind. It's not, oh, this is an Italian style pizza. That's his favorite word about style. This is a whatever style pizza. This is a thin based whatever pizza. It's just like, that's not Italian authentic bollocks. This guy likes it. This guy's like, oh, this is different. He tried it. He was like, yeah, actually, it's actually quite nice.
Yep.
And this guy, and DSP's a bit backseating. That's not actually what a pizza should look like.
But it has that char taste bowling around my mouth, dancing, singing from the roof pops.
This is like XQC level. Actually, this is worse. At least XQC can play like Overwatch good. At least he has one thing he's
He
good
loves
at.
it.
Wow.
Too thin for me.
I was expecting it.
This is a
Listen,
third-party
I know
review. This is
when it was
not.
so light
This is
when I
some
was
guy
younger.
Remember I
reviewing
told
what
you
it
guys
looks
Connecticut
like on
pizza
a.
is so good?
Ah,
There's so many places in
no.
Connecticut that have good pizza. If you ever want amazing pizza, you've got to go to Connecticut. They
Don't
have
talk
some of the
about
best pizza
Vinny's
in
or whatever the
the
hell
world.
it's called that he never
It's
shuts
so
up about.
ridiculously good.
Joey's
Maybe you
Pizza
have
or whatever the
something, I looked
fuck.
at it, I'm like, we definitely
Oh, he
have
didn't.
something. When I tasted it,
A rare
I knew
moment
we
of
had
restraint.
8-1?
This guy's what DSP. What does he call it? Feasting with the king.
8-1.
Feasting with the king of hay. Good day.
What a great spot to get some beers and eat pizza. Look how thin and crispy. Good call. I'm glad we did it. This tour, man. I don't know how I'm gonna eat all this pizza, but this is great. Great stuff. 8-1. Great score.
There you go. And that's new. That's a new place that didn't exist when I lived there.
Yeah, your buddy mentioned that.
I bet
Thanks.
if he were to rate the place I grew up, Vinny's, he'd probably give it like a 6 or 7, I bet. Because Vinny's,
It was good,
it has
Vinny.
more sauce, it's thicker and more doughy, but at the same time, it's a little bit greasy. He'd probably say it's too greasy, and he'd probably give it like a 6 or
This
7,
guy-
I bet. New
He's
Haven
acting like he
pizza's a
knows
little
this
bit
guy,
more
like his
charred,
taste.
Thinner crust. So I think he likes that more, and he'd rate that higher. So
Probably just like.
okay.
And that it's good for what it is. You know? What the fuck is this?
Dr. Lewis, how's it going today?
I'm sending him comedy
better.
skits for fuck's sake.
Why, what's wrong?
You ever get one of those patients that you're really rooting for and then things just kind of go south?
Worst part of the job, man.
I got this kid, right? 8 years old. I've been his pediatrician since day one, and, you know, he's a tough kid. He gets leukemia at age 4. He fights through it. He bounces back. Tough kid, right? Then, last year, he gets a lung infection. They gotta go in, operate. While they're doing it, he needs a blood transfusion. They give it to him. Turns out the batch is contaminated. I just find out today this kid's got
Not Phil
AIDS.
impression.
He's got children's AIDS?
No, he's got regular grown-up. He's got AIDS. He's got AIDS.
I like people listening
oh.
to skits to DSP
Anyway,
because
so
he
I have
doesn't know how
walk
to
in
react to
there,
them.
Look him in the eye. Look at
Say,
his
"This isn't
parents,
funny,
tell
I'm
him this."
skipping it.
I don't know if I can do this.
Well, call Dr. Kyle.
Dr. Kyle?
Kyle don't give a fuck.
Really?
Dr. Kyle! Yeah, Dr. Kyle will tell your kid he's got AIDS. He does that kind of shit all the time. He doesn't care.
Yeah,
Oh.
what?
Lewis has got a kid in there with AIDS, and he don't want to tell him.
Oh, I'll
This
tell him
is
what
fucking
big?
nothing.
Oh,
Skip,
hey,
please.
how are you gonna break it to him?
What do you mean break it to him?
How are you gonna tell him?
Just gonna go in and say you got AIDS, kid, then bounce.
Excuse me. You know, it's gonna be devastating to that kid and his family.
56
Yeah,
US dollars.
Okay, right.
He's
but,
been paid for this.
Do you think maybe there's
For
a way we
this.
could soften the blow?
Not including all the what the £20 Patreon bollocks, whatever.
Yeah.
No, what is
Stupid
it? Super
laugh.
member thing. To request videos. That's guaranteed money. On top of it, they're giving him. Oh, it's fucking Game Track, of course it is. All that's a fake laugh.
They're like, what the fuck?
Wow, that was
Alright,
really worth it.
admittedly, that was kind of funny. That was pretty funny. What is this? Crazy GTA 5 ragdolls with Spider-Man?
This is like some
5
content
minutes long
farm
until
shit.
they throw their bodies
what's
off the
poppin'?
edges. Look how stupid this is. What are they hammering?
Actually, that's pretty funny.
This is incredibly stupid.
No, it's
Spider-Man gonna do something? Let's watch Spider-Man.
Oh,
jump.
we're finally
This is
back.
stupid. Can we follow the camera with Spider-Man?
What's going on? Oh, give me a second. I have to do some repair job.